Alright, good morning YouTube. It's Nick with NK Landscaping. I guess I'll spin around this way, it's better. Today is technically the start of our season, so this is going to be our first real job of the season. Not just a small day job, this is actual. We have 2 weeks booked for this one. So I got Kurt here with me. We're getting ready for everything, loading up in the morning here. Fitz will be here in a minute, but Yard Max is getting ready to go out. We just serviced that. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is like a wheelbarrow on steroids. We bought this when we were doing the lake work because these will climb up and down stairs and they will hold a lot of material. Kurt knows.
Oh yeah.
We've done some serious work, put the sides on it, and it just goes up and over everything. But anyway, that's coming out because we're going to be moving some rock into a pool area. Got the dump trailer down there, I might as well show. We have been working on it this past weekend. Got everything cleaned up. So a big thing, my tie down points in this bed used to be on the floor, and that was annoying because when you had dirt and stuff in here, it would cling to the tie down points, make a mess. And then when I was driving in and out the skid steer trying to scoop, I would catch the tie down points and bend them. So we have remounted them to the wall, and we basically either used big washers on these, and in these spots we actually bolted them to the cross support. As you can see, I got the truck and trailer all cleaned up, and we installed spare tire mount. So I welded up nice bracket here. You can't really see it, it's a little dark, but spare tires mounted. So anyway, we are gonna wait till Fitz shows up. Excavator's in the back, so we'll have to load that up. But we're gonna be making our way down to Katona this morning, so it's probably about an hour for us. But we have a multi-faceted job. We're gonna be doing a lot of different things here, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. If you know any landscapers, it's been a slow winter. Not a lot of snowstorms. I think we went out like 5 times. So we found some other things to keep us busy, but it feels good to actually be going out on a real project now. So I'll see you when we get everything loaded up and make the trip down to Katona. So you may or may have not seen the video on the mule. I don't know if I made it yet because it was no good when I got it. But anyway, now it's fixed. I gotta load here. This is all the tools that we're, hand tools at least, that we're gonna be bringing. So we'll bring this out to the truck. Fitz is running a little bit late. Get this out to the truck, get this loaded, and then we're gonna have to bring the truck up over by the gooseneck there to load the excavator and all of those buckets. So let's get moving. Look who we got here. True multi-purpose rig carrying some attachments. We got the Rotostar and the excavator. I'll pull the truck right up here. We'll get these attachments loaded, and then we can actually load the excavator and get moving. All right, so the machine and everything is loaded up, so everything is strapped down. Fitz is just blowing off the road here. But we've got the machine chained down in here since we are going to be hopping on 684. There are DOT checkpoints, so we want to make sure everything is up to snuff. The truck is washed. I checked all my tire pressures and everything, did my pre-trip yesterday. So truck and trailer are in top notch. And yeah, so like I said, we got about an hour drive, and then we'll see you down there in Katona. We'll actually be able to show you what's going on here, so check in with you in a little bit. All right, we just pulled up on site. We're gonna get everything unloaded, and then we'll walk you through what we're actually here to do today and for the next majority of the days here. But we'll get everything unstrapped and untied and get to work. All right, majority of stuff is out of the truck. Fitz is just getting the trailer and the chains all put away. We are expecting a load of gravel either later today or possibly tomorrow. We still haven't confirmed that yet. I just got the grapple on. I have to finish hooking up the rest of the hoses. We got all the attachments dropped, and Kurt's got the Yard Max here. So while I'm hooking up the grapple there, Kurt here, I don't know where he's going. Come here. I really don't know what he's doing. But I'm gonna have him explain to you what's actually going on to start with on this project. We have multiple phases, but while I'm hooking up this grapple, would you like to walk the people around and show them what we're doing here today? Yeah, go right ahead, here you go. Okay, YouTube, welcome back. So today we're gonna start this project. We're gonna be here for about 2 weeks. We're gonna be doing a couple different things here, but what we're gonna start today, we're gonna do some tear outs in the front of this house here. We're gonna start with the left bed here. Nothing much to it. We're going to be keeping both of these trees here. They're pretty mature. They're not, you know, too bad, and you know the homeowner wants to keep them, so we're going to keep both of these. We're going to be adding in a bunch of plants in here, but we're going to pull that bush in the back. It's just too big for that spot. It's been trimmed back a lot, but it's just too big and expired for that location. Same thing over here. All this is going to come out. All this stuff's going to come in. Going to be, you know, all weeded out, brand new mulch and everything. I'm going to be doing a new edge here. I'm going to take all these plants out. It's going to be quite the transformation, and you know, it's going to be really good to see. You know, we're going to bring this place back to life. There's nothing much going on here. You know, really just, you know, just an expired, older landscape that, you know, nothing really much left to it. Alright, in the back here, we got this gutter pipe on the corner here. We got another one over there. We're going to be taking both of these. We're going to bring them down to the bottom edge of the lawn, underground, and then we're going to send them across the lawn into the woods. We want to get this water away from the house, and as you can see, it's been pretty much just taken all the good soil away, and the water's actually making its way into the neighbor's property, which isn't good. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring them both out basically to down here. We're going to try to avoid the septic tank is right over there, and we're going to try to avoid the septic tank in the fields and all that. So we're going to take these pipes, bring them down this way, and then bring them out towards the woods. Another project here. Got this lower retaining wall pool bed. It's right below the pool, which you'll see in a second, but this bed is just it's just ugly. It's outdated. Most of the plants are gone. The original, you know, landscape is just completely, you know, it's just gone. There's some ornamental grasses left over there, but all the original shrubs have either died or been removed. The upper retaining wall was repaired by somebody else at one point. They lifted it, I guess. You know, the pool had shifted over time. It's a pretty old pool, and they lifted the top of the wall. You could see some masonry work up there, just to adjust the grade in the pool. But yeah, we're going to take everything out of here. We're going to gut this entire bed, put in landscape fabric, some river rock, and just a couple boxwoods, just to give it a nice, just green look all year long. Nothing crazy, nothing special, just very simple, very low maintenance. Alright, this is the start of the pool area. As you can see, there's this decorative redstone in here. Basically what we're going to do is all throughout this pool area, there's all this decorative stonework. A lot of it is just it's just not looking too good. It's very old. There's some mixed gravel in here, and it just all needs to get redone. Most of it is just kind of washed away, or just, you know, disappeared over the years. This is the bulk of it up here. There's this walkway in here, so what we're going to do is we'll probably rake away from the main areas by the patio, by the edges. We're going to pull any weeds, any debris out of here. We're going to lay new weed fabric in some of the more troublesome areas. Some of it isn't too bad, but there's some areas like around this stump here that definitely didn't have a good fabric before. So we're going to get that all cleaned up and all new rock put in. Alright, hopefully Kurt gave you a comprehensive walkthrough. Hopefully you can hear him. We're working on getting him to talk a little louder. So I gave him a camera. He might film some third perspective view. So we're going to walk over to where we're tearing out some plants. I got the grapple hooked up now. and we'll start tearing out some plants and making some progress here. Well, just like that, the stone is here. So we'll have them drop that in the driveway and go from there. So yeah, this property's getting red stone. So instead of us hauling it in or trying to have one of our guys haul it in, there's a local place just down the street. They brought it in. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 truckloads coming from them, but they're gonna dump it right there in the back of the driveway, and that's gonna be to the back of the property. So I'm not gonna be touching that today. All right, so we got 10 tons of red stone here, so that's for the pool. That's not going to happen today. We'll start working on that tomorrow, most likely. The front's getting mulch, so 10 more tons of that is coming. But for now, like I said, we're gonna get started in the front. So Fitz is just going to get some gas. We got the chainsaw here. We got to take out all these plants in front here. guys back in the loop. You've seen a lot of video without a lot of explanation. So we pulled out all these bushes. Kurt's in the process of hauling those all around the back with the yard max, and then we just cut up that evergreen tree and popped the stump out on that. This tree right here, this is a little Japanese maple, like a dwarf. It's a little big for the spot. The client doesn't really love it. We are personally going to try to save this tree because we love Japanese maples, and this would be a great tree to plant at my property or Kurt's house or something. So we're going to try our best to get this out of here without damaging it. It might not be possible just because of how wide the top limb structure is versus how close I can get to the stump. I might end up just getting into the branches and hurting it anyway. We also need to pull out this boxwood here. I can't reach that, I don't think. Maybe if I got a little closer to the walkway here, but I don't want to risk hurting the Belgian block or the walkway. So we're going to most likely just chain up to it and see if we can yank it out from there. So I'll have Fitz here hook up the chain around that. We'll hook it to the hook point on the steel wrist there, and we'll see if we can yank it out. That came out really easily. Didn't put up a fight at all. So I'm gonna start tickling it on this after I load Kurt with the boxwood here. I'm having Fitz blow off the walkway, because if you step on the dirt once it's on the walkway, it kind of pushes it into the stones, and we don't want that. So we'll try to keep everything as clean as possible here. We just like keeping our sites clean. So let me load Kurt up, and then we'll attempt to get that thing out of there. Well, unfortunately, as you can see, I can't get this thing out without taking it apart, so it's a shame. It's a nice Japanese maple, but I can't get it out of there with the limbs on it. So out it comes, and we just got our second load of gravel, so cool. Alright, so basically what happened with that guy, it was a tiny little Japanese maple, but if you looked, the base of the stump widened out. So I don't know exactly how they do it at the nursery, but the stump was like a 1 foot plus stump, and then the actual trunk of the tree was maybe 4 to 6 inches. So it had a massive root system for such a small tree. But anyway, I'm gonna come through here now. There's a couple of these decorative stones in place, and we're gonna pull those out for now. This whole bed is getting remulched and replanted. So I'll get those pulled out, and Kurt just wants me to make a grade adjustment. It's a little lumpy right now, just because they've never had an excavator on site to set up the grade here. So I'm gonna flatten all that out, get the rocks, just moved loosely for now, and then this bed will be done. I'll come over here, do the same thing, make a little grade adjustment. Fitz is taking the debris back to the back, and he just lost it. I'll have to see if I can zoom in on that. Oh man, he just lost the whole load. He's on the hill. That's one thing about the Yard Max. It doesn't have, the tracks don't stick that far out in front of the dump body. The dump body actually overhangs like at least 18 inches over the front of the tracks. So if you're going down a hill forward, it's very front heavy and front tippy. So normally we'll back down things like that, but it is very slow in reverse versus forward you have 3 speeds. So he's doing what he can, but we'll have to give him a hand there in a minute. But all right, let me make these adjustments, move these rocks, and we'll get to work. Alright, so I know it's hard to see on camera, but right here where that evergreen was, it was a massive lump. And if you look, you watch the siding, it's not so bad there, but as you get over this way, whoever replaced this walkway went super high, and this area was like very low. So we're filling that in with the native soil. We'll basically fill along the house to even out that grade, keep that slope pointing forward. You can see it on this side, like that's how high the walkway is. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing to this side. I'm gonna pull that soil back, level out all these holes, we'll push some soil back up into that corner to promote proper drainage and everything. And then when we come through and mulch and replant in here, we have a nice smooth surface to work on. We can remulch this and it'll look so much better. So Fitz is still taking loads. I'm gonna load him up. No more tipping over. And I'll keep a time lapse going on this side for you. We'll get this loaded out, and then you know, we'll keep showing you what's going on here. It's moving pretty quickly, believe it or not. So I got this bed leveled out. We don't have enough soil right now to fill in the back of this. We are bringing in 20 yards of topsoil to touch up various spots of the lawn. So we could throw, you know, a half yard in there to level that out when that time comes. But for now, we're gonna get this cut up so we can load out the rest of this pile here. And then that'll be it for the tear outs up here. So we just took lunch. It's still on break. I'm gonna go ahead and just lop up some of these a little smaller so they're easier to maneuver. I think those two plants are coming out. They just don't look good. I don't know about that little guy, but really wasn't part of the bid, but we'll just yank them out, no problem. We're gonna rake through this area. Kurt wants to loosen it up as best as possible. I guess we're gonna put down some weed fabric just because we're starting fresh, and at least we can lay down a really nice good layer of it, and it'll actually work in this case. We don't usually use it, but I'm gonna chop up these branches. Kurt's on a phone call, and we'll get back to it in a little bit here, or everybody will get back to it in a little bit. So off camera, we basically raked out this section. I transferred some of the dirt from this side over there. We got that raked out. It still needs a little bit more, but I think the mulch might be able to cover that. It's at least smooth now, so we can lay down the fabric. That's all that's left of our pile, and these are all of our rocks that came out of here that we'll be putting back in a decorative fashion once the mulching is done. Pulled out, there's a little tree right there, and then there are two bushes right there. Pulled those out. Fitz is coming back for that last load, and we're making our way now into the back. So I'm gonna track my way over, gotta grab the ripper and the grapple. And we'll make our way. There's another bed behind the pool in the back that we're gonna do a couple tear outs in, and that'll probably finish off our day one here. So I'll check in with you once I'm back there, and I'll show you what's going on, and we'll get you some video of it. Fitz is handling this Yard Max load quite well. I threw a big stump in there with him. So I got the grapple and the ripper and the grading bucket here. So right behind Kurt, that's our dump pile. That's where everything's going. This is the last technical tear out. So we're down below the pool now. This bed is getting completely stripped out. And then we're gonna do, the whole goal with this property is low maintenance. The owner has lived here for a long time, and they're just tired of taking care of things. You know, it gets harder as you get older, so everything's coming out of here. We're gonna replace with just some really simple landscape plants. And then we're basically, our dump area right there is, when they built this house, that was like their borrow pit for some of the extra fill dirt. And then I guess they dumped some stumps and junk in there, so it's kind of like a sinkhole. We're gonna dump all the junk in there, and then once everything's in, I'll take the machine and kind of smooth it out. Kurt's just getting this bed cleaned up so you can see what we're doing, and then we'll get tearing out. There's not a whole lot in there though. While I load it. So I just want to stop and show you guys real quick. I know you've been watching on time lapse, but right where Kurt is, right behind him, I don't know what's happened over the years, but the wall, the upper wall has sank pretty bad. And you can see up at the top, I'll probably zoom in, but the top course, right below the coping, there's a bunch of filler stone in there. So what had happened is, right in front of us had sunk, and he had a mason come in, and they basically rebuilt that top coping layer and the patio up above to re-level that. But somehow through all of that, down here has settled, almost exposing the base course block, which is supposed to be underground. So as I've been working my way over here, I don't know, because you guys are so low down there, it's probably hard to see exactly what I'm doing. But there was a hump in the middle, we had all those grasses, So all the grasses are out, and I've been pulling that hump towards us. I'm basically keeping at least what I assume is the base course. I hope it's one above the base course, but I'm filling up to the top of that. So that would be right where Kurt's right foot was there. There's a line, and that carries across. Yeah, I can't really see on the tiny little GoPro screen, but it should be like right there. So we're gonna bring this across, pack it in. This bed is also gonna get some new plants. Like I said, we're going very simple, very low maintenance, and then this is gonna get a top coat of that red rock. So just figured I'd hop in real quick, explain what's going on, and we'll keep going. All right, so we got this thing pretty well leveled out. Kurt and Fitz are just raking through here and kind of packing in the edges by hand. 2 decorative rocks came out of here that will scatter through here once we figure out where all the plants are going. I went back in there and mushed all the compost pile down. So I know in my other video I talked about how the machine was just gonna get dirty again pretty quick. A couple of videos back, you could see just working in the tree, like I greased the machine this morning, and just working in the trees, it gets all over everything. Because stuff like this tree, it's hard to show on camera, it's really hard to frame this stuff, but this tree is much lower, it's like about cab height. So when you're working in here, little branches like that and stuff, you're whacking on, and the branches just get grease all over them and gets all over the machine. So it's hard to keep them clean, but we try our best. So we're gonna see where we're at after this point, and then it's already 2 o'clock. We'll see. Hey guys, Future Nick here. So this whole job ended up being 10 days, and I got a lot of footage, like a lot of footage. There's almost enough to do a video for each day. So as I'm editing through this footage, I'm trying to figure out the best way to split everything up. So you're still gonna get your video every week, but I might slip in an extra video each week to help get through this project because it was so big. So let me know in the comments if this is something you're gonna like. Are you looking forward to it? Do you not want to see a bunch of videos about the same job? Who knows? Let me know. But for now, here's the video. I mean, you watched it already, didn't you? Look forward to another one definitely next week like usual. If not, who knows? Maybe there'll be a surprise one on Friday. I don't know. Have to see. Alright guys, more stuff coming in the future. If you haven't subscribed already, maybe you want to get on that. Thanks for watching.